Alright, I'm back with the rest of the things I wanted to tell you and all. And someone had been asking about the avocado and lemon trees. Remember the video I did where I just took the seeds and sprouted them from the seeds? Well, this is my avocado tree. Let's see. And it has gotten pretty big. There is the pit, or I guess it's called a pit, in the soil. And I'm going to leave it in this until it gets maybe twice this big. And then I'll plant it in something bigger. But you can see right here the new leaves growing. They have a little bit of a red tint to them. And so I'm real proud of that. Now, the lemon trees died. And I babied those and did everything I could to try to pamper them, but they died. So I decided to try it again. So I did, and the second time, the first time I peeled the seeds. The second time I just put them in the wet napkin like I showed you on the video and put them in a baggie and put them in the dark drawer, and I left them for probably a month. And then I remembered them, and I went and got them out of the drawer, and I planted them. And this is not all of them. All of them didn't come back up. But I wasn't sure. I don't think I planted them right the first time. Anyway, what I did, I had quite a few. I just laid them down in here, and then I lightly put some dirt over them, and the ones you see are the ones that survived. And this one, I don't know if it's trying to live or die, but I'm leaving it alone. And there's one coming up right here. Hopefully you can see it. And I'm just letting them do their thing, and when they get big enough that I think I need to transfer them, I will. But this has been fun to do that. So there is my avocado and lemon seeds. And I was going to tell you about Randy, my husband. I know everybody doesn't hasn't watched every video and know everything. So if you don't know, my husband had 2 tours of Vietnam. He is disabled. He has mental illness from having those tours, and it's severe. And he also has a real bad back. And he was diagnosed last week with scoliosis, and he has a lot of signs of it now. And he walks with a cane or one of those things you push, and you can sit down on it if you need to. And we also have a wheelchair that he'll use sometimes. And I have to, if he walks with his cane, I have to like hold on to his arm and stuff because he falls some. So that is where we're at with him, but life is still good because there are people who are a lot worse off than my husband is, and he knows that. And we're grateful for what we have. And he is actually in very good health other than what I've told you. So that's a relief to him. And so that's about him. And then you know, I put Kaitlyn in pre-K this past August, and the main 2 reasons was socialization, and I wanted her to get like a head start on her math, spelling, reading, just whatever. I wanted her to have a real good start on that. And she got plenty of socialization, but that's all she got, and it was quite expensive to send her there. So a couple weeks ago, Randy and I talked and decided to take her out, and I'll just teach her at home because she has not learned one thing at school that she didn't already know at home. And I don't know what they're waiting on, but they knew that that was important to us. And so we just pulled her out. So that's where Kaitlyn is at. And she is very happy to be home. Some days she likes school, some days she didn't. I think that's pretty normal. But she likes being home with us, and she understands when kindergarten starts, she'll be going to school and there'll be no question about it. So we're all good with that. And then the video I did about our Littlest Angel crochet project, Lee from Keeping It Real is probably going to go with me to deliver those little caps and blankets. And I want to try to work around her schedule on that so she can go. And I want to do it at the end of the month, the 1st of March, somewhere right in there. So if you are working on any of that knit, crochet, sew, any of that to go towards our project, you may want to think about the time that you'll need to send it in if you're going to send it to me, so that it can get here. And if you are going to send me something, please, the best thing to do would be email me and put something in the subject line so I'll know what it's about and won't accidentally delete it. And I'll be sure and hold on till I get yours. And I'm going to do my best to remember to put my email in the subject, in the description. My email is in the video about our Littlest Angel. So if I forget, if you don't mind looking there, you can find it. But I'm real pleased with what, people getting involved in this. So that is that. And then this past week, my uncle passed away, and he was the last sibling on my mother's side. And I went to his funeral on Friday. Friday. And it was very sad because he was the last sibling. And he was a great man. He was a preacher. He was a kind person. He was just a wonderful guy. And he's going to be missed by lots and lots of people. I'm going to try to do more craft videos. I love to do crafts, and I don't know why I don't do more. I've been asked to try to do more, and I have that in mind, that I want to do more crafts. So anyway, I need to get on to that. And I have several more Dollar Tree meals that I have planned that I've been thinking about. So I'll always do Dollar Tree meals, but I have a few in the near future I'll be doing. And as Dollar Tree comes out with more meats, which, that's the hard part about doing a Dollar Tree meal, is figuring out what to do with the limited meats that they have. But anyway, be on the lookout for that, because I love doing those, and makes me use my mind and stuff, and I enjoy it. I'm in the process of getting the material ready, but I'm going to be doing t-shirt kitchen rugs, crocheted, and there's nothing to it. If you can watch a video on YouTube how to just do the simplest crochet stitch, you can do this. But I may try to do a little lesson on crocheting and just show you how I'm doing these rugs. They're as simple can be, but it's using t-shirt material, and it's just like recycling it and throw them in the washer, and you can dry them, but I'll probably just hang mine because they'll be kind of bulky, and they'd probably be better to just let it dry. So that's one thing I'm going to do, and I'll be right back. Alright, and most of you know I do Bold and the Beautiful chat Monday through Friday. I really enjoy doing that and talking about the show because I enjoy the show. And for those of you that watch, I hope that you enjoy watching it and giving your thoughts and opinions about, you know, things going on and all. And anyway, if you like Bold and Beautiful, maybe you'd want to check that out. I'm sure at one point or another you have seen my kitchen cabinets, and the doors are all off, and they're just terrible. So I'm going to try this week to begin getting those painted. And then after I get my cabinets painted, I want to paint my walls. I've had this green for a long time, and I'm thinking about maybe a dusty light teal, but I'm not sure. And I had picked out a gray, a light gray for my cabinets, but now I'm thinking about just doing them white. So I don't know, but I'm going to get on it because I know that they have been like this for over a year, and that's crazy. I need to get something done with those. And I'll show you along the way as I do it. You know, I had my container garden last year, and I wasn't all that thrilled with it. I felt like being confined to the containers, it kind of stunted the growth. And I was trying to think, the only thing that really did well was the cucumbers, and that's the one thing that I'm not all that crazy about is cucumbers. So Randy got me a tiller last year. It's an electric tiller, but it had a real good reviews on it. And so half of our backyard, my son-in-law fenced off our backyard into two sections, one for our dog and one for the garden. And so when I get started on that, I'll show you how that's going along. And I'm tickled to be able to have an in-ground garden this year. I got 2 new books to read, and y'all know I like memoirs and nonfiction, and these seem like that they are going to be really good books. And the first one is When Breath Becomes Air, and this is the man, the doctor, but he's a doctor, and he becomes ill with a I forgot the word I was going to use, an illness that takes his life. And it just talks about him and his life until he passes. And I will read you what one person that read the book, well, I'll read you a couple because it just seems like such a good book. The New York Times said, finishing this book and then forgetting about it is simply not an option. And then another person, I can't pronounce their name, said, rattling, heartbreaking, and ultimately beautiful, the two young doctors' memoir is proof that the dying are the ones who have the most to teach us about life. So I am interested in reading this and hopefully gaining a more appreciation for my life from this, because we never know how would we react if that happened to us. And then the second book is called Bettyville, and this is Betty in her young days, this is Betty in her older days, and this is Betty's son, and he's the author of the book. And it says a remarkably laugh out loud book from the New York Times, and they just have a wonderful relationship. She has Alzheimer's, or the other word for that. Anyway, they just have a real good time. Well, I don't want to say they have a real good time. The book is fun, and anyway, I wanted to read from the Chicago Tribune what they say about the book. Kindness. The word is scribbled throughout the margins of my copy of George Hogman's new memoir. If you think of that word as a sentimental squish, if you believe memoirs are best built for retribution and self-promotion, let Hodgman's change your mind. His memories help him sort through the inventions of shame, his desire to emphasize his focus on goodness, his search for hope allow him to find the beauty in the hour of now. If I could prescribe a cure for the seeming hopelessness of both growing older and taking care, I would prescribe Bettyville. When I want to be reminded of the genius of decency, I will turn to George Hodgman's words. So it just seems like a really, really good book. And I have actually already started it. I got it today and I've read a few pages. And so far I'm loving it. So if you like that kind of book, maybe you'd like to get Bettyville. And I've written notes down here because you know I'll forget what I'm trying to say. As I already, I think I said it on my Bold and Beautiful chat, but tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so do something sweet for your honey and do something sweet for yourself and enjoy the day. What we're going to do, my husband said he wanted to take me out, but really sometimes it's just too hard to go out with everything. So I told him I'd go to the store and get something special to cook, and I would make it, and we would just enjoy Valentine's Day together here. And he agreed, so that's what we'll do. And as I always try to do when I have these talks, which I don't have the talks a lot, but I want to thank all y'all for your kindness and your thoughtfulness and your love that y'all show me on my channel, because I never dreamed that I would be interesting to people. But y'all just pour out your love to me, and you make this channel a real blessing for me. And I want to thank you so much for that, and thank you for just always building me up and making me feel special. So now that I'm about to blubber, I'm going to go. And y'all just have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.